Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to dive into our second match of the day here at the start of the week. It's going to be the Washington Justice going up against the NYXL. I'm Achilios, joined by Wolf. We'll be bringing you the action. This is going to be an interesting game. Obviously, as far as the standings are concerned, NYXL a bit better than the Washington Justice.
Yeah, we're looking at a #1 versus #18 spread here with a difference in maps of 48. So this is going to be one of our more one-sided matches in this stage. So, you know, expectations here for the Justice not very high at the moment. We'll see if they can take a map or two, but no one's expecting a victory from them. That's just too much to ask.
Yeah, would be, you know, taking maps I think would be a very good thing for the Justice, but of course I kind of touched on it a little bit.
38, by the way, not 48.
Yes, I was gonna say NA math. It's all right, quick maths here on the in the casting booth on the start of the week. But the Justice, several former players from the NYXL as well as a coach now getting ready to go up against their former squad. So a little bit of extra pressure here for the Justice to try to perform, as well as NYXL to make sure they can shut them down.
Yeah, and this is, you know, Giannis and Arc, two teammates, you know, in a different era playing together, and now they moved into the Justice. And it's tough, you know, you have to feel for Arc to go from a #1 team in our standings to down to 18. But he's picked up because his communication, you know, everyone's expecting is going to be improving this squad because he's bilingual. And, you know, for Giannis, he's been on the squad since the very beginning of this season. So former main tank player playing against their old team.
Yeah, so definitely want to be able to take them down. NYXL especially having that, add a little bit of pressure, saying, you know what, you're not a part of us anymore. We're going to let you know that you made the wrong decision to walk away from us. We are in first place at the moment. They're going to look to stretch that lead a little bit further with a win here today. Let's see if they can get us. We introduce our first squad, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Excelsior.
After a rocky playoff loss to Seoul Dynasty, they have bounced back in full force. A fairly easy schedule for them thus far, and Washington Justice, one of the opponents they take that, you know, the hardest part about it for these players may be that they know that they're going to have to defeat their former teammates along the way, players they sat alongside on this very stage and played with, and nearly made it to the you know, inaugural season finals with said players. Well, they have to face them as enemies today.
But you will notice a somewhat familiar face starting here for the NYXL. They were teasing it on Twitter, announced it just a couple minutes ago before we got up here to the booth. Flower will be starting over Libero for the NYXL. Haven't seen him in a while, but this is somebody who exploded into fame back during IM Gyeonggi in 2016, then in Apex, and then especially at the World Cup. So let's see how tuned up he is at the moment, and whether or not he can take down their opponents. Let's go ahead and bring them out, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a warm welcome to the Washington Justice.
The Justice are definitely trending upwards right now. You know, everyone is seeing the improvement week to week, but it's still tough. You know, you're still down at 18th place. Arc is doing what he can to improve the communication between the Western and Korean players on this roster. Otto's taken his first win, but we're still not there yet. The Justice have still not been able to solidify themselves as a top 15, top 10 team, right? And I know that sounds weird to say, but that's where they're aiming right now. And for this roster, you know, in their previous match, Corey, the last two matches really have looked, Corey has looked incredibly good on the Widowmaker. He has had phenomenal performances on Hanzo, and he's really the shining star of this team. Suddenly, now that he's moved away from the Zarya and go back to, you know, his more original role of a damage dealer, a DPS player.
Yeah, well, Strat is going to be starting for the Washington Justice and not going to be seeing Sansam. He's had some really good moments as a Diva player. Going to be a pretty tough opponent in Meko that he'll have to go up against here. Of course, denying a lot of that damage that'll be coming through. But Corey, this guy has been the standout for this squad as of late. His Widowmaker, his Hanzo has looked phenomenal, like you say, when he does get to move off of the Zarya.
Yeah, you can see he's just a very accurate Widowmaker player. And we've had so many of these pop up in the Overwatch League in the beginning here of Stage 2 because this is a meta where Widowmaker has definitely come a lot more online. It's more in tune with the map pools. You have a lot more sight lines on maps like Blizzard World, Junkertown. So we're seeing this Widowmaker pick come out, and Corey has also played other sniper heroes like the Hanzo to great effect. So something to look out for tonight for sure.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our map set presented by Toyota, see where we're heading in the series. Kicking things off is going to be Lijiang Tower. We'll follow up with Hanamura into Eichenwald for Hybrid and maybe round things out on Junkertown unless Justice can take this series the distance. The onus is on them to step up to the plate and try to get a victory here over the NYXL. We'll see how they're going to be faring with Flowers starting in the lineup. Has been a while for him since he's taken to the stage, but seems like he'll be starting on the Brit.
He will be starting on the Brigitte. He's taking Libero's role here. Libero and Flower, two players that come from the LW organization, or Flower formerly Nanohana on red, and very similar players in terms of flexibility, projectile players in nature, but all often had a big hero pool throughout multiple metas.
Yep.
Most known nowadays for his Pharah, Flower.
Well, we also know that the Genji going to be silently waiting in the back should he feel the need to pull it out. For now, the Justice going to be swapping Stratus over onto the Sombraquito to the Ana. Still have that far up in the sky for Otto. Taking some shots. Hook from Nene, not going to find anything. Takes a bit of damage, but also takes a breather to go ahead and top himself back up. Yana's going to be waiting around the corner. Going to start pushing his way forward, just trying to disrupt the NYXL members as best as possible. The boom pop, that's going to be Nene, sorry, sent into the pit. Does get taken down. Justice finding that nice pick to kick things off. The cap is still initially there for the NYXL. Gain control, but now Anamo going to be eliminated as well.
That's the pick they needed, and now they should be able to flip this. We're going to see the barrage close it out. The NYXL cannot get back onto the point. Meko just barely tags it.
Yeah, he will push his way back up. D-Matrix trying to mitigate a lot of this damage coming through, but they push back in with the help of Giannis. Do manage to pop him out.
Nene's
Picks
back.
off Stratus. They work their way through. The flip still not coming through. Only 25% built up for the NYXL at the moment, but the Justice peeling away.
Yeah, Otto's just not able to get enough kills.
Oh, great hook.
Otto's just not able to get the kills confirmed, unfortunately. You're doing a ton of damage, but that's not enough. And with Nene coming back, he's super tanky, gets that hook there onto Giannis, his former teammate. Now you've got, you know, the sustainability to stick to this point like glue, and that's what Roadhog does so well.
It's going to be the Nano thrown down here onto Nene. Doesn't have that whole hog yet. Doesn't really have any targets. Everybody just peeling back. They zone him out. Mono over the line field will pick off Guido. And now gets a hook onto Corey to go ahead and shut him down.
83% hook accuracy at the moment, only missing one hook. And, I mean, Nene is one of those players that you think iconically of as Tracer, you think of as Zarya, but when he plays this Roadhog, it's not the first time we've seen it from him on Lijiang. It's a pick-based composition. You look for the one kill, and then the enemy team just can't do much in that next fight. He's been doing great with it so far. Washington Justice, ult economy, massively in their favor. This needs to be when they flip it, or they're not getting it at all.
Yeah, Hack's going to be coming through there on Amano. They're able to shut him down with the help of Corey, who is since swapped over onto the Tracer. Minefield dropped in from Giannis. Over on the side, not going to be catching any members of the NYXL here at the moment. Looking for a little bit more. The EMP going to be thrown down, but Giannis still going to be the first one to pick as the whole hog comes out from Nene. He finds a kill. Pulse bomb going to be in, however, he can't take a breather. He can't mitigate that damage, and then he will get taken down by Corey, but is that going to be enough to try to put this point back through? Sound barrier going to be coming in. The barrage is out from Otto, but he gets shut down by Flower. And they are still in control, and it's looking like 100-0 at the moment. Hacking on a Flower, good pile driver there from Giannis, but everybody going to get topped back up, and that will just be the Nano boost thrown in on the Flower as he is dashing around, swinging this mace. Gets the kill onto Corey.
That should
couple straight back kills coming through. Both supports going to be gone inside the NYXL, but they still have so many members. They have the healing, the AoE out from Flower as they try to close this out. If they can just get Justice off the point for a moment, that OT bar will plummet.
Yeah, Mono's coming back here with the Wrecking Ball.
Pushes him back out the window. Giannis going to be eliminated. They finally get a tag back through as they just try to extend this, but Otto, he's got no healing. The rally's going to come out for good measure and celebration as Flower gets welcomed back onto the stage with a round victory on Lijiang Tower.
It was a very impressive hold there, and a lot of it came down to JJonak's bio grenade that we saw after the attempted pile driver by Giannis. Brought everybody low, but JJonak's able to hit that bio grenade and keep everyone healed up very quickly. Very clutch bio grenade that he saved for a moment like that where he needed to heal in a wide area in that chaotic moment. So, you know, we always think about JJonak as the Zenyatta player, you know, that he is, but his Ana is impressive as well. This is another one of those moments. Hook accuracy there for Nene, I didn't see the final number, but it was pretty high. And this is something that I like that Overwatch, or, you know, in Overwatch League season, or Stage 2, excuse me, we are seeing New York kind of branch away from the 3-3 a little bit on Lijiang. But now it's just going to be back to the Zarya here, as it's too powerful of a point to let that go. You've got so many chokes.
Well, Corey's going to be trying the Widowmaker again with Stratus over onto the Junkrat. So still going for that triple DPS, but we know how defensive NYXL is, so getting those kills still proving to be a bit difficult. Giannis just going to get burned down, get rid of that adaptive shielding here. Nene builds up his energy, falls down to 20 HP. That's a pop the bubble, doesn't gain any additional energy from that. To play a little bit more respectfully of the Junkrat, it would seem.
Yeah,
Mine's going to be coming through.
Doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, they launch a Nama way out of the point. NYXL going to be displaced for the moment. The flip getting ready to come in, but they're starting to inch their way back into the doorway. Bob not going to find anything, and now Corey's going to be taken down, so that alleviates a lot of pressure for NYXL.
Yeah, the shield placement there for Mono as they got back onto the point just blocked all that Junkrat damage from coming through. Even though the position was good for Stratus, he couldn't really hit them, despite them being all clumped up.
Shot still coming through, another barrage ready to go for Auto, but needs to find the setup. Not sure if he's going to be able to do so.
Yeah,
hovering around the back.
Tough. There's no setup to make this happen either. There's no EMP. He's just going to have to find a good angle after D-Matrix is down.
Even then, maybe the tire, if they can pop him out with it, would be huge. It falls down to half HP, but finally gets a hit. Nene going to be taken out. It's going to be a slaughter in the favor of the Washington Justice, finally breaking their way through and getting some percentage here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, you kind of have to deal with one or the other, and dealing with both at the same time, it makes it so difficult to make sure that your D.Va is positioned well, because you're afraid, in this case, as Meko, of getting DMAC'd by the tire, so you're trying to retreat from the tire. Because you know if you get DMAC'd, the barrage is going to come through, but when you retreat like that, you give an angle then to barraging Pharah, so everything kind of going wrong there for the NYXL. Great start, though. We're not going to see any composition changes here. Oh, as I say that, no, definitely wrong about that. Nene is on the Widow.
He's over onto the Widow. He's going to be grappling over to the side, but Giannis with the superior HP bar will be able to take him down. Takes a lot of damage. Rolls over, picks up a pack, though. So we'll be able to go straight back into the action.
This is one way you can deal with the enemy Mara, is just to knock them out of the sky, but he has to deal with Corey as well. Going to swap over to the Tracer, though. Right now, you can see Corey is leading second highest first limbs in Widowmaker fights, so tough to duel that one.
It's been a good stage for him so far. 50% built up for the Washington Justice, exceeding that of NYXL so far. Minefield's going to be thrown down by Giannis. Doesn't catch too many people. Displaces him, pushes him into the corner, and Corey just finds a snipe on the Nene. So now that pesky Tracer not going to be rolling around, and Jodek's going to be taken down as well. Corey starting to find his stride. Body shot there onto Anamo. It's going to be spraying away with the left click, trying to knock Meko out. Will be able to do so. And they can finish off that baby D.Va whenever they so please. Good hold so far for the Washington Justice, reaching 75%.
The problem for the NYXL is they don't really have any ultimates to initiate this point with. And I like that Nene's going to swap back over to the Widow because that gives him at least the opportunity to get a single kill. It's the same thing he was doing with Hog, is to get a single kill, one pick, and then take the fight. He's actually going to swap to Hog for that same reason here. They're going to have the ability to stick to the point because Hog's sustainability is so great. So taking a more tanky approach here. A tough fight to win, though.
Well, instantly the hook there on Giannis, but Corey picks off Anamo. Has the walls up, as they call it, for sight. Rolling through for him, a tire coming out from Stratus, looking for a pickoff, and he's got to find Nene. The flip does come through for the NYXL, but with 2 members down, now 3, this could just go straight back into the hands of the Washington Justice as they look to close out Night Market. Spray coming through, Auto showing some respect to the Shanghai Dragons. Now they're back in, they nearly have the flip coming. Auto pops the Primal Rage. Auto just keeping on the outskirts of the point, has that barrage ready to roll. Corey and Arc, however, both going to be taken down. Jump back up here onto the point. Auto tries to rejoin, but the rockets repeatedly to the face will be able to take him out. Now Meko going to be eliminated as well. Washington Justice very much still in this fight, but it seems like they want to take this a little bit more patiently.
Okay, here's the flip coming through. They have to prevent it.
It's going to be the barrage hit coming in. As Jonik and Guido both get traded out. Auto pushing forward, looking for the hits here on a flower. Will be able to take him down with the help of Giannis. It seems like it's just going to be a matter of time as this flip gets ready to come through. NYXL still keeping it contested at the moment, however. Some extra picks going to have to come in for the Justice if they want to close this out and extend this to a third and final round of Lijiang.
Corey needs the kills.
He needs the kills. Over. It's over onto the Sombra now, and Amo going to be taken down by Auto. Corey looking for the shot there onto the Tracer, takes a bit of damage from Mono with that pile driver, but he can't make it around the corner fast enough. Let's get taken down. Now Jonah going to be popping that Transcendence to try to stay alive. Meko hounds down the Widowmaker, but Nene is going to be on the trade. So a 2-for-1 right now in the favor of the Washington Justice as they desperately try to flip this back into their favor because they know that OT bar is going to plummet if they can just snag the point. Giannis, however, with a sliver of HP is not going to be able to survive. He is surrounded on all sides by the tank line of the NYXL. They burn down the hamster. Meko going to lose the mech, but now Guido's going to be picked up. Arc taken down. Jonik dragging out here in the final hour. Comes up with both kills. of the supports on the side of the Washington Justice to try to close this one out and get the 2-0. The flip comes back in. The OT plummets. NYXL, they will be able to get Lijiang Tower, but they had to fight for it.
They certainly did, and there were a lot of chaotic moments there. New York often down on members. They lost Anamo leading into that fight, still were able to turn it around. Lots of hero swaps, quick thinking on the side of the Excelsior, showing that even though they're known to be a very calculated team, in chaotic moments like this, they can still win fights.
Well, the win goes their way, but Washington Justice making it tight. Let's see what happens when we come back for Assault.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. NYXL able to get that first map victory of Lijiang Tower over the Washington Justice. 100-0 start with Garnons, but then significantly closer on Night Market. Had to go back and forth, 99 to 100 in the end, but they get the 2-0. But yeah, Justice still looking quite good.
Well, guys, it is National Pet Day today, so we've got some tweets here. If you guys tweet the hashtag OWL2019Pets, you can have your tweet here on the stream.
The Kiki monster.
Ooh, Justice pet right here.
Okay. Holding the shield. Holding it down. I mean, feeling pretty good after that map, honestly. I think if you're a Justice fan, you don't walk away disappointed after that first map despite the loss, but got some cosplay, some cat cosplay.
Cat's playing as far away from the payload as possible, just like my teammates in solo queue.
Yep, they're never there. The McCree and the Tracer are never there. They're always somewhere way in the back, diving in. But I mean, interesting first round coming through. We saw NYXL deviate a little bit from the 3-3. Mykles, though, taking a look at this, man, good lord.
Let's talk about this for a moment. This is eliminations. Mykles leads the league in eliminations, just about 200 over Profit, who's second, and then Carpe, someone everyone thinks about, but notice that Gesture and Fate are in the top 5 as well. This is something that we're going to be taking a look at a lot more, you know, starting in stage 2 here for the year, is kind of the race to, you know, 7,000, 8,000, who gets 9,000 elims first, who's going to get 10K first. And Mykles is in the lead in that right now. He's a D.Va player, so it's not too surprising, but he is the D.Va player at the front of the line. And you've got players like Profit and Carpe right on his tail, very close by, even though they are not D.Va players. So that's just a cool statistic to look at. Remember, elims is any kills, right? Not final blows.
Yeah, assist coming through. Final blows, I'm sure, also something that we'll be able to take a look at in the future. But we do have some substitutions coming through for the next map. It's going to be on the side of the Washington Justice. Sansam will be stepping in for Stratus. They tried their 3-3 with the DPS. It didn't get them a victory, but it got them pretty darn close.
Yeah, they had him playing a lot of the Sombra, and now Sansam is coming in on the D.Va here, so usually it's the off-tank that plays Sombra, so we are going to head to Hanamura for our Assault map. It's somewhat of an issue. I think a lot of teams are struggling to have a dedicated... A lot of teams are trying to have a dedicated Sombra player rather than having their D.Va player learn Sombra while also being a top-tier D.Va. And it's cool that we can have subs like this, where you can say, well, I want to put my more Sombra specialist in for a certain map. But the trade-off is that when you can no longer play Sombra or when you need to swap to Diva for any reason, you kind of get neither of them are as good as they could be when they have to flex over, because you can't sub in the middle of a map. That's why, you know, for example, we don't see Meko play that much Sombra yet because he's not as well versed on it as, for example, as Michelle, who you know outclassed him in the playoffs when they had matched up in stage 1.
Well, it seems like Justice will be going for the bunker composition here. We'll have the pharmacy up in the air.
And this
layers
is where,
of extra damage.
This is where Flower can shine on Hanzo potentially. If he is going to be playing it, they're going to have to scout this out first. They don't know that it's a bunker comp for sure. So we'll see the Sombra scout come through. And then they'll probably swap over to that Hanzo composition. As you see now, you can see that they're going to identify with Mono on the Sombra here temporarily. Not only that it's a bunker comp, but also if there is a Pharah, because the Pharah variation is huge. That's why you see Nettie stick to the Widow.
Yep, so just going to be looking to shut down Auto and Arc in the sky and allow for Flower to really layer in that damage over onto the Bastion.
Meko on the Hanzo in this case.
Changing it up quite a bit. It's looking to get those extra limbs.
Yeah.
Pushed back right now into the corner. The barrier will be coming through. Break that one down very swiftly. You can see Justice not really able to sit out on the platform there. Have to keep moving in and out. But Jonak gonna find the first kill as Otto gets taken down. Push off the point. One tick nearly gained for free. Now Arc gonna be gone as well as Guido. No supports available for the Washington. Justice would require a miracle basically to try to retake this one at the moment with Corey staying alive. But Sansam nearly knocked out of the mech. Will just go ahead and go off the side now. Corey gets Flower. That's about as good as it's going to get at the moment as the point just goes ahead and gets capped.
They're actually staggering him so he couldn't jump off the side. You guys didn't really see it, but you know, it's not something you want to see, especially if you're a Corey fan. But they're reframed how to attack the bunker around the Pharah. They focused Otto, and Jonak was actually able to get that kill, and then they were able to collapse in. On the side of the Justice, now they're going to swap over to Symmetra here, it appears. That might just be temporarily to get the Bastion onto the high point. That is going to be what it is. Putting Guido now back onto Batiste to have that immortality field to keep Corey alive. The tank is nearly ready.
Your team is actually...
Jonak does it again.
Okay. That'll just be it. Arc might not be able to go in for a res. Might be a bit too risky, knowing that Jonak's got eyes on that spot. So seems like they're just going to lose out on Corey. He does have the configuration tank ready to try to rejoin, but right now, with 6 minutes remaining on the clock, they might pick up a tick here. Immortality field going to be taken down. Sansan back into the mech, which means the barrage can come through from Flower. Doesn't quite find the kills, but he keeps them all corralled at the back of the point, so the Justice can't really push forward to try to contest. Configuration tank now going to be expiring. The second tank nearly going to be there. Jonak, oh man, this takes him down right up in the face of a Bastion. Finds a triple kill as Guido and Arc also fall. Let's go ahead and make it 4. You got more for me, Jonak. Let's go ahead and say it. Sansam's going to be dumping the bomb, trying to make it back in, but there it is. Gets him in the face, and NYXL just take the point on the back of Jonak.
Jonak is just about 100 damage behind Flower right now, but second in terms of hero damage done on that attack. Nearly 2,000 damage.
Look at that smile. He knows what he's done.
He knows what he has done. He has focused down the proper targets. He's found line of sight. He killed Otto on the first attack on A, secured the kill on Corey on B. He's famous for this. He's done it again.
He has. Let's see what the Justice can do on their attack when we come back in just a bit.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, NYXL, 534 in the time bank after finishing Hanamura. That man, he's just a monster.
He is a monster. He has 8 of his 9 eliminations were his final blows. So he was securing those kills in a lot of the ways solo, getting those finishing kills on the fleeing targets. Otto in particular on A was the most important one here. We're just going to take a look at this flank where he's able to eliminate Corey before Corey even realizes what's happening. Arc is unable to heal in that moment, and he comes in alone. Remember, too, when you look at the position of these other heroes, Mono wasn't really in there. He's going to also prevent this remake. But Mono wasn't even really there pressuring yet. He just came in. No one expects the Zenyatta from the side to come through, and the reaction there once he starts fragging is for the rest of the Excelsior to collapse in and finish off the kills. And it's a crazy, chaotic moment that you can't really expect to happen. And it creates this split of attention between one side of, oh my god, JJoNak is killing us, and then the tanks and everyone else who roll in, the Pharah. Flower will be on the Batiste, so that allows both of the other supports to play their main role, and on the Lucio, JJoNak gets to play his Zenyatta in this 3-3 composition. So very defensive comp that they're running right now. You don't really see this on attack ever.
Yep, NYXL still just feeling confident that they don't need to go for these bunker shenanigans to get a hold. Corey going to be trying to shut that down with a couple picks onto the support line with that Widowmaker. Otto for now just going to be taking some shots, but not getting too much damage in. Flower does go low, but JJoNak almost takes his head off again.
Can heal himself up with his shift ability. Corey just can't really get line of sight, and it's against tanks here. I actually prefer this style against when you know you have a good Widow on the other side and a good Hanzo and Guido. Might as well just run tanks.
Pushing them
very well for New York.
Yeah, Giannis displacing them as best as possible, but still able to play around some decent sight lines and deny them away from Corey, rather. Mica will get taken down. Otto manages to scoop the kill. And for a bit more, though. Shot onto Mono as he is in the back of the point, still trying to stay safe from Corey's shots. JJoNak going to be taken down. Guido finds him with the Hanzo here. It's going to be at the cost of Giannis, but now Corey from the side gets a hit onto Flower. 2 people gone now. Mono going to be eliminated as well. Washington Justice looking like they found their way onto the point to get this cap with a pretty significant time bank as well. Be about 6.5 minutes. Trying to match against the NYXL with an EMP and Barrage still online.
And this is why you run the Pharah. You can pull the attention away from the Widow to allow Corey to do more damage. Otto did way more damage than Corey did. He was way more relevant in that fight. We watch from Corey's perspective because you can kind of see everything that's happening from a Widow's perspective in a moment like that. But, you know, Otto won that point for them, and it's this really cool combo between Widow and Pharah that, you know, Lunatic High popularized Fleta back in the day, right before the first season of Overwatch League we're doing. It's so difficult to deal with a tanky composition like New York has because you don't have range damage to deal with the Pharah. Now he's got the Barrage, and the EMP can lead to that combo you were kind of mentioning just moments ago. Let's see if they can execute it well.
Well, that's going to be the EMP coming through. Barrage not quite in the best spot. Flower will be able to take him down, but they got JJoNak, and now Anamo as well going to be eliminated. So no supports available at the moment for NYXL. Faster run back, so and Giannis will be taken down. So Flower over onto that Widowmaker, looking decent at the moment, but taking a lot of damage as he tries to play forward here onto the point, and will be taken down by Sansam in the end as he jumps out with the translocator. Corey in the meantime still picking up a kill there on the Mykles.
There should be an opportunity here for the Justice to commit. So we're watching Nene here for a moment, but Corey's got high ground control. There's no one really on the point at the moment. JJoNak can't get line of sight.
And they were waiting for Giannis to rejoin them. Rolls through the center. Sansam going to find the kill on Amano. And he's trying to disrupt them. Gets a lot of damage into the Corey. Can he finish him off? He get him lower and lower. Will be able to get the kill in the end. Minefield in the meantime going to be used over onto the point by Giannis. Looking for some picks, but not leading to too much at the moment. Meko going to be hacked out, taken out of that mech. I need more than that. Pile driver through. Giannis gets rid of the baby diva. Guido under some fire, trying to keep he and Arc alive simultaneously. Then will peel back, pick up that mega pack, stay alive into the fight for now. Heal the Knight through onto Nene, but they still haven't really worked their way over onto the point yet.
This is incredible that the Justice did not take that point. And they are consistently still winning the fight. But this is one of the weak points of Justice, is the lack of a decision maker on the team that's going to call the go to hit the point and try to cap on it. They were winning the fight. They opened with 3 kills and don't get a single tick. They don't step on the point. That's what's more impressive than anything else, is that Washington Justice weren't able to capitalize on what was multiple one-segmented fights there. And as we head into this next one, they have to swap compositions. New York can match them. They're behind in ultimates. This is a disaster. What could have been a match time bank is now going to be significantly worse, and that's a best case scenario for Justice.
Yeah, it was a really great start, but now things starting to slip out of their hands a bit. Nene just swapping fully over onto the Zarya for going. That pulse bomb that he had available. You know, trying to keep everybody alive. Those in the bio. Nate gets to sleep there on a mono, but they instantly wake him back up. That is not what you want to see. Flower, however, going to be taken down, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange at the moment. Giannis falling lower and lower, will be topped back up. Nano's going to be expiring. Justice still held at bay just outside the point.
Yeah, they do get a lot of ult charge for Giannis in this nano boost, so that's the one saving grace for them, but with the enemy Zenyatta, Jonak in this case, with the Transcendence available, it's tough to win a longer fight with respawn disadvantage. Jonak's just looking for kills again.
Pushing their way up. Nene going to be leading the charges. They take the fight over to the Washington Justice. He wants to get that grab online, and he's nearly got it. Has surged up about 40% so far just at the start of this push. Notice with the Primal Rage going lower and lower, and I have to leap out of there just to try to survive.
You can feel New York is really stepping out of their comfort zone here, engaging hard.
Well, grab going to be coming through. Nene locking him up onto the wall. Sound barrier does come in, but Giannis still going to get picked off. Arc not able to do enough to keep him alive. And that is going to be the retreat sound coming through for the Washington Justice as they fall below 3 minutes remaining.
Right now, you know, New York is taking fights that they don't normally take. They don't normally take these aggressive fights. They don't normally, you know, they're not normally the engagers when they have positional advantage. So they're really, as I was saying before, stepping out of their comfort zone here, and it feels like trying a completely different play style. And I'm not talking about things like Nene playing the Roadhog, just how they're defending, how aggressive they're being, punishing the fact that the Justice is so passive. They never execute on the advantages that they have. And New York is just running over them repeatedly as a result. They are always the initiators, and they are always going to make the snap calls more aggressively than usual here, but it is working out.
Yep. Corey struggling to build up for that Graviton Surge, still going to be 13% away. Nene going to be looking to lap him over halfway to the next one. Corey's got the grab online, 100 energy built up for him. So a significant threat, but Mono's a bigger one. He just takes him down, comes in from behind, zaps him a bit, and the Zarya goes boom. Cleanup coming through, and again, this approach shut down by the NYXL. Washington Justice with less than 2 minutes remaining. They've got to do something.
If we could rewind the clock and look back at the first push, where they had ult advantage, the snowball that you often see on Hanamura, the double cap, and they won that fight and still didn't step on the point and still didn't commit. You know, you got to be really kicking yourself now to look at the time bank you have, 130, where you were at 6 minutes previously. You have the grab available, but you don't have the high energy you had in that last fight. Now you're going to have to build that, and you're fighting into double support ultimates and a favorable choke for New York. You know, that first push, you know, you really miss it right now.
Grab going to be coming in. Giannis right there into the front, not even going to be given the opportunity to use that Primal Rage to try to stay alive. Now Sansam knocked out, Corey taken down. The cleanup coming through, the rest of the members just trying to get the heck out of there. NYXL again going for a very aggressive chase forward to try to get these staggers and nearly get Guido. Will just about be able to get him. No, will get topped up in the end.
Just watching the faces of the players on the side of the Justice, no one is really speaking. You know, Sansam communicating a little bit. This team seems to be suffering severely from the lack of a strong leader and a strong shot caller. That voice is just not being heard. They're going to leap in here. One more shot. That's all they've got. The grab needs to be good.
That it does. Biding their time. They do build up 2 ticks at the moment. 34 seconds remaining. NYXL now looking to stabilize. Corey under a lot of fire. Threatening him. They almost get the kill. That's going to be the grab thrown in. Meko going to be the only one locked up in it at the moment. Will be taken down. Denies the remix. A good shot there from Guido.
They need more.
That one away.
They need more.
They're still trying to fight here onto the point. Sound barrier comes through. Johnny going to be taken down by Sansam with that self-destruct. Can they still close this out? NYXL at least going to be forcing it through with the overtime. Nene and Flower both going to be eliminated. Mono dropping in, puts the bubble down just to try to last a little bit longer. Start taking their way back up. They have to finish off Meko. They push forward. We'll be able to find it. Guido coming in with a couple kills here to try to lock down this cap onto the point. It's another one there now on the Jonak, who swaps over onto the Tracer. Flower comes back in with the Doomfist, but they push them off. They will be able to get the cap in OT. But there's so much time in the bank for NYXL.
And a tie is all that New York, or excuse me, the Justice can hope for here. Really rough attack there on B. And it's going to be hard to keep your mind and your mentality in check after what was clearly a very easy point B take. They failed to get it.
5:34 on the clock. Let's see if they can pull off the hold of a lifetime. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes, 34 seconds on the clock for the NYXL. Washington Justice finishing their attack on Hanamura in overtime. Means that they have to defend a single tick on A.
Yeah.
Just in hopes of a draw. Cannot get a map victory here.
The last time we saw New York excel, you know, no pun intended here, in taking the point was when they killed Otto first. So their focus was to kill the, you know, the Far Mercy before dealing with the Bastion. They're going to, once again, identify the composition before committing. They'll swap. It's going to be the same variation here with Flower on the Pharah. But the idea here is to knock Otto out of the sky, then go for the jump in the collapse onto the bunker composition. Nene doesn't have line of sight this time, nor does Jonak yet. They're looking for that angle. Otto's staying on the right side, so once they find that out, I think they're going to switch focus.
Well, already breaking down those barriers. Now just getting tagged up, as is Corey, as the rockets continue to fly. Flower pushing forward, gets above them. Jonak going to be taken down, however.
He challenged Otto, and this time he lost. And this is great for the Justice, great start.
Oh, push into the back, looking for the kill here onto Corey, taking him lower and lower, but has that self-healing, has the healing coming up from Guido. So a bit too arduous of a task to accomplish there.
Yeah, this time, not everyone on New York was on the same page in terms of the focus here. And they were not able to get the kill on either Corey nor onto Otto. Gonna have to see Corey retreat here, but the time is ticking down, and Mica was barely built any.
Oh, well, that's gonna be really bad. Yanna's gonna be eliminated, so now no barrier. Need to try to get Ark into a position to maybe get a res, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Guido gonna be taken down. Sunsun's out of the mech. The mortality field and whatnot is all gonna be exhausted, so not too many tools to rely on. Flower will go ahead and scoop up the final kill onto Corey as they work their way on to the point and celebrate with a barrage. NYXL will move up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, and you know, heading into halftime, you have to think that they're really gonna have to reset their minds here, because that was an absolutely dominant map of Hanamura when it didn't need to be. And New York, you know, they dominate as you expect.
Well, they lead. They now have match point. We'll see if they can close this out, or if the Washington Justice will bounce back on Hybrid when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. This match features the #1 team, the NYXL, going up against number 18, the Washington Justice. And so far, not a whole lot of surprises as we see. It's all NYXL up 2-0 at the half. Before the game started, though, we got a little teaser from the NYXL, Josh.
Yeah, it's flower power, baby. They were just kind of teasing the idea that Flower, the most hyped individual possibly in the whole league to come in. We've been waiting 2 years. We're ready. We raided Mitch's wardrobe.
We're dressing up for this occasion. By the way, Mitch, you need to skip chest day, bro. Like, this shirt, I'm swimming in it. I love it. But, so we've been waiting since 2017 for this guy.
We have. I mean, he made a huge name for himself, actually already on LW, blue and red. And then afterwards, we saw him in the Overwatch World Cup, where he played an excellent Widowmaker. He also has been showing off on his Pharah. And we were hyped as can be for this young man to take to the stage. And then it just didn't happen. For a long time.
Yeah, a long time. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, let's take a look at what Flower was doing. The man has been putting in work. There's a look at his beautiful silver hair, always shining. But here he was. This is the original time we saw him in the States, in Los Angeles, was popping off for Team South Korea, led them to a gold medal.
Yeah, he really made a big name for himself, and everybody was super hyped. We knew that he was too young to play last season, so he didn't really get any game time, and he was stuck on the academy team for New York. But everybody wanted to see this guy play. Now, what did we see this game? We saw a lot of Brig, honestly.
I was going to say, he played what? Pharah, he played Widowmaker at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Then they show us this
Genji,
character.
Yeah, and now he's stuck on Brig. He's in Brig Gel along with the rest of the
I mean, he looked great on Brig.
Yeah, sure.
Now, for anyone who's wondering, why did we see him on Brig? Well, of course, they wanted to run a 3-3. They want to run the 3 healers alongside the 3 tanks. And first question for you, Josh, is how did he perform on Brig? I know it's not the easiest character to really measure.
Yeah, well, it's difficult as well because the Washington Justice were running a lot of compositions where you can't really do that much on Brigitte. You know, they're running the Pharah, the Widowmaker. Brig doesn't really do that much. He's just there to try and support the tanks. I don't think we've seen enough, really, to jump on the hype train too early. I know that we all got dressed up and we all got carried away with ourselves a little bit, but calm down. Let's see a little bit more of this guy, because even when he was on his kind of traditional heroes, on the Pharah, on the Widowmaker, he plays such an aggressive, crazy style. It doesn't really gel with New York.
Here's a few of them, Zoe, yeah.
You know, it really doesn't, as you just said. He's like this young kid from the block. He's like that little punk joining that established adults and like a team, you know, like they're also defensive, so measured,
safe,
and he's not that.
No, he certainly isn't. I mean, look at this. He kills Addo as he's going for his barrage, and then decides what's the best way to fight the wrecking ball? Close range.
We almost gave him a tick, guys. We almost gave him a tick. Get on the point.
Yeah, and I mean, I love watching Flower. He made his name by being one of the most entertaining players that Overwatch has to offer. Can play almost every hero. Very high mechanical skill. Got the attitude to match. Does he really fit with New York? I don't know. We'll see. There's a reason that this guy hasn't been fielded.
I did have to take a moment, though, and highlight Jonak, guys. I mean, how often do you see your Zenyatta in your ranked games getting a 6K? Basically solo pushed an entire team on Hanamura.
I mean, if it's Jonak Zenyatta, then yeah, you probably see that often.
Yeah.
I don't play ranked with Jonak very often, though, actually.
We always talk about Jonak. It's great to take a moment and talk about Flower, but let's look at this #1 squad as a whole, because they have so much talent on their roster. Let's take a look at the bench players. Sabiolbe's available. Pine's available. Right now, Libero is sitting on the bench, so Flower can be in the starting lineup. Josh, is there any weakness in this roster?
I don't think there's really a weakness in this roster at all, but the potential weakness that could happen with New York is that you've got such incredible players on the bench, and for example, Arc was on their bench previously as well. These guys kind of deserve a starting spot on a really top team.
Yeah.
So are they going to be the happiest being sat on the bench when they're like such world-class stars themselves? I'm not so sure. Maybe throughout the season, this team will have a little bit of difficulty fixing that kind of the morale of these guys that are just left on the bench.
The thing is, like, if you look at it, really, you know how we usually have, like, a specific player brought in for a specific map because he plays a specific hero. With New York, their hero pools are just so huge. Like, if you're looking at Flower, Nene, Libero, like, they can play anything. So almost every player there is interchangeable for the other one. So you can actually make an argument for each and every one of them.
All right, quick questions to close this one out. Does Justice have a chance of coming back in New York's game? No. No. All right. Pretty easy there. Second question for you, Zoe. Will we see Pine or Sabiolbe on our stage today?
I mean, anything's possible. It doesn't really matter for New York. They will look strong either way. I hope we see someone else also taking the stage, but I'm happy with Flower as well. So.
Last but not least, Blizzard Arena. What do you guys think of Joshua's t-shirt here? Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We like his style tonight. There we have it, guys. That is going to do it for us at the half. When we come back, we'll find out, can New York close it out? They need just one more map. We'll be right back.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the halftime break. We got some more pets. Go ahead and check out. Rocking the London Spitfire jersey. As of late, I feel pretty good about wearing that one.
Oh, likes to test the owl merch. This one's the Boston Uprising scarf. Keep it very warm.
My cat would not allow me to do any of this stuff, so I don't know how these guys are getting away with it. Houston Outlaws.
Snow, he likes the Outlaws.
Big fan. But yeah, guys, if you want to see your tweets up on the screen, make sure you use hashtag L2019Pets and maybe see your lovely little fur ball, or, you know, I know Doa had his gecko on, so I guess fur ball, not necessarily the requirement, but yeah, you could see them up on the big screen. But guys, we're coming back in right now. NYXL leading 2-0, sort of as expected. The first map a bit more competitive there from the Washington Justice. They were barely able to scrape by a cap on Debee on Hanamura. But with 5:34 in the time bank, defending that for a single tick, very big task. Too much to ask from them, so they do fall down 0-2 at the moment.
Yeah, not a great start, unfortunately. The Hanamura game, I think, really putting them into a bad mental state you'd have to expect. But they had the halftime before heading into Eichenwald here to, you know, try to, I don't know, refocus, get the morale back up. It's tough, you know, and yeah, we talked about this when we cast ARC's debut game, you and I did, about how, by the way, before I get deeper into this, you guys can purchase all access passes and check out the player POVs.
You can watch ARC's POV.
Yes, you can watch Jonak's POV. You could have seen that live. But anyway, ARC, when he joined the squad, we talked about how it's going to take time for the communication impact that he can have while being bilingual to really kick in. And they need a strong leader now. We haven't seen it today, but you have to expect that eventually we will see it come through. And yes, this is really Symmetra defense.
Yep, so Symmetra defense coming in for Otto. Corey's still going to be on the Bastion, so bunker going to be set up. They have the teleporter to get a quick escape up to the back of the point.
It's also, there's a lot of things you can do with Symmetra. Her ability to burn through shields is crazy. Reinhardt shield not going to last very long if you're facing that. It's going to be
inside
this time.
Am I using it? Am I not? Okay.
Well, he wants to give the opportunity to teleport away for Corey. So you add mobility to a hero Bastion that's not normally able to move around.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a jump up here onto the high ground. Mono taking a lot of damage. Will be burnt down. Corey comes up with the double as an ammo as well. And now Nene will be eliminated. So good rotation to the high ground. Pays off quite well.
And if you manage your cooldowns correctly, you know, on the teleporter, you could do a lot of cool stuff. Like, for example, you can hide and then come back in, as we just saw there. You can reposition behind the enemy team with a teleporter and hit them from a different angle.
Really rough spot to be in right now. Let's see if Jonah can make it out of here. Life intact.
Huge
really good.
heal
Heal coming through, but they have that immortality field thrown down. They will finally break it. Now Guido and Corey all going to be eliminated just like that. The Washington Justice, the defense is going to be shattered. It looked like such a clutch field coming out from Arc, but as soon as they focus it down, everything unravels very swiftly for the Washington Justice, and NYXL break open the point.
That's the thing about immortality fields is the immortality field will keep you alive, yes, but in that moment, you either need to be healed up to full health, or you need to turn the fight while you're unkillable, and they could do neither. So as soon as it was destroyed, everyone was still low health, and it's really easy to clean up after that. Bit of a rocky start for New York Excelsior, though, to get the point. And the Symmetra comp did work well for the Justice. They're going to keep it for a little bit longer. They have Symmetra's ultimate, they have the wall, and they also have soon the tank, along with all their other ultimates. So I like this idea to hold this one more time while they have control of this high ground, this bridge. After this fails, though, I think you have to see heroes swapping.
If it fails, we should say teleporter going to be thrown down as they try to jump across, but instantly the support's going to be melted down. The wall's still going to be coming through as Corey tries to stay alive. Configuration tank going to be used. Jonik nearly eliminated. Will be able to survive, and he'll even scoop up the kill there onto Corey on the back of that bio nade. The cart going to keep steamrolling through.
We've seen Chengdu experiment with the Symmetra a little bit. No one really perfectly understands how to use these teleporter comps where you literally try to avoid dive by teleportation. It's very difficult to execute that very quickly and succinctly in order to still get the damage.
Jump into the back. Yana's going to be receiving the nano here from Guido. Sleep's going to be coming down. The heal deny on him, and the bomb from Mica will go ahead and pick off the Winston. So going to be an exchange on those main tanks to start things off. Flower going to be the recipient of the nano boost from the side of the NYXL as he starts swinging away, just gatekeeping everybody back at the castle. Graviton Surge thrown down by Nene. They go ahead, snatch him up with that ult, and now they clean up house. Sunsum, the last one to die. They will push forward here on the B.
Now, Corey doing a ton of damage in that last fight, built up half of a grab, but it's not enough. It doesn't matter. But at least he's catching up to Nene right now with the late swap from the Bastion over to the Zarya. As the gates are knocked down here, they're going to have to reposition. And if they can win a fight here, and there's no grab on the side of New York, that's how they could start to win the ult economy war. But I think this is the fight they need to win if they want any hope of holding C. But this one right here with very few ultimates available for New York.
Yep, that go. Playing it safe here, now going to start pushing forward. Sansam nearly taken out of the mech. Seems like he's going to be losing it here right at the end. Nene will get that last little bit of damage through. And they will just push all the way back up to the spawn room. Arc, the only one surviving with his Lucio. Corey about to have that grab online, but he needs to get in. He needs to use it. If Meko takes us away with the defense matrix, that could just be it.
There's a window where Jonik doesn't have trance. He needs to use it right away, but they can't even touch the point.
Okay, they're just going to boot back. Corey couldn't get the grab in time. And they push him back, and that is just it. That is a feel-bad moment for the Washington Justice.
Yeah, that is rough, man. And they experimented with the Bastion, the Symmetra teleporter. That strategy, we know it can work, but like I was saying before, no one's perfect at it yet. And it's risky, and it's tough to execute a composition that's so tough to execute. It's so difficult to find success against a team like New York Excelsior, our leading team in the standings.
Well, 344 in the time bank for the NYXL. Another significant one. Let's see what Justin get done when we come back from the break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Excelsior just blasting their way through Eichenwald, getting themselves a 3-minute 43-second time bank. We saw some nice change of strategy coming through from the Justice, but unfortunately unable to execute on it, so it does cost them quite heavily. And now they need to have one heck of an attack here if they want to even get close to that time bank.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could even realistically expect to beat the time bank. I think what you're thinking right now, if you're the Justice, are, you know, we need to finish, and then we need to have an incredible hold on overtime, and that's what we, you know, what they nearly had, you know, in the previous defensive setup, right? It took New York a second push. I know it's not a lot of pushes, but for New York it is, right? Especially in a matchup that's this one side as this one. So maybe if they can complete, then that defense will be how they win the map. They need it though. You know, a draw isn't good enough if they get this in an overtime finish. So yeah. It's going to be the Pharah Widow once again. New York is running the same triple tank, triple support with Flower on Batiste. So again, difficult for Corey to actually find the kills. It's usually going to be Otto who ends up coming up big. They have the Sombra too, so there's a lot of things that can happen after they build those ultimates here too.
They're going to be going for quad now as Guido swaps over onto the Hanzo.
Yep.
So quad DPS coming through, solo tank for Giannis with Arc on this Pharah. He's going to be glued to Otto for the majority of this, so getting everybody else hopped up, let alone getting a res, especially if they die in a backline position, that could be very rough for the Washington Justice, but let's see if they can make this work for now.
He's trying to kill Jonak, and no doubt Corey's trying to find that angle too, but he's just too well protected right now. And it's hard to actually get that kill damage with all these shields.
Yeah, and Amo taking a little bit to get the hack onto Meko, but he's not even in a position where the defense matrix has to be used, so not going to be the most relevant hack coming in. So just try to keep picking their way up to some ultimates. Only 40, not 50% about for Otto on the barrage, so a bit slow going for him.
And Guido finally getting some damage done as well.
Giannis pushing into the back. Right click's coming through Flower, will keep everybody alive, and Guido does manage to find Jonak with the storm arrows as everybody else was a bit distracted. They couldn't keep him alive. Now Mono gonna be taken down. Corey finds a snipe. Flower gonna get pile driven into the next dimension. So Washington Justice might be able to push their way forward onto the point and get that cap going through, but as I say that, Guido will be taken down. Arc, however, gets the cap at the moment. 2 ticks to be snagged. NYXL seems like they're not going to be able to get back to the point to contest this one.
All right, this is a great start for the Justice. This is now a winnable game. They certainly can make this game work, and that's the most terrifying part of a attack like this on AS. If you lose too much time, you start thinking about how are we going to even make B, a C even realistic here? If we get overtime, we lose the series. So the Justice now have also that ult combo we were alluding to with the EMP barrage. If they could set it up, New York's in a choke. This is a good opportunity.
Pushing their way forward, EMP ready, goes ahead. Slaps that one down,
Flower.
but only hits Flower, as you say. So a bit of a questionable one. Barrage right up into the face. Otto will be able to take down Nene, but everybody else turns around and they find the kill onto him. And now it's going to be Washington Justice getting spawn camped at A for a brief moment. Giannis does pull them away back towards the cart.
We're going to see Ryan Zarya swaps here, or rather Winston Zarya swaps. You have to imagine, and it's unfortunate for the Justice too, because this is their one window to get a lot of value out of the DPS they were running.
Sleep there, onto Mono. Gonna be the sound barrier rolling through out from an ammo. He'll get heal denied, but will be safe. The shielding is just now expiring. He's gonna get himself top back up. Giannis low. Retreats over for the rest of the squad as they start inching the cart forward.
Corey's still sticking with this Widow after that ult. Don't know about this one.
He's staying through with it. The wall's not really getting him too much. Now it's going to be Arc taken down by the Primal Rage. Corey by the bomb.
So when you do this, when you make this decision, they committed to the infra site, and they wanted to get the minefield up for Giannis to try to do something with the ults they had. But you've lost time, and you're now even further behind in ults. Nene holds a grab, you're at 2%. You just spawned, you just swapped over to Zarya. They made that decision, and it was a hopeful one at best, but you know, there's a big trade-off here. New York are gonna feel great about this position they're in, especially with the choke, with the grab. Like, how can you really mess this up?
Well, a need from Sansam would certainly help. Grab gonna be thrown down. Nene at range just lobs that one in casually. And the cleanup will be there again as Sansam is just gonna be trying to jump off the side. And Amo, give him a nice little boop.
He's trying to pad his stats. Elimination there.
Get some good arc on that, you know.
certainly. Well, for the Excelsior now, that was one ult used in order to completely shut down the economy of the Justice. Nene is likely, if they win this team fight, he will, but he's likely to lap Corey in ult charge right now, and we still have this choke controlled. It's difficult to even walk out, let alone take a fight.
Yep, Nano going to be thrown down. Analysts, who tries to build up the primal range, is getting closer and closer. Not getting focused down in the back line, and actually Mono going to be taken out. Able to find the kill with that bio nade. Now Nene going to be gone. Actually, decent break here on this defense for the Washington Justice as Giannis continues to push forward.
That was the fight they needed. That was the fight they needed. He comes in there, is now spraying his new team, other than his old team logo here. And now they, lead the charge in Zarya ult. That was the most important part of all this, especially because they're not running a Zenyatta on their side. Now they're going to try to control this choke to get free push. Nicely done by Giannis here. He's got a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, he's trying to disrupt them, but now he's gotten isolated. Takes so much damage here. And will be taken down. It was a decent start having everybody corralled, but now it's just going to be a wrapper on the backhand side for the NYXL. Actually approaching on two fronts on either side of the bridge to shut down the Justice.
They really just wanted to keep the cart rolling because they're so time bank oriented right now. Their focus, their strategy here is on that. They wanted to save the grab for contesting the point itself on the drawbridge, but they failed to actually get any environmental kills there. They failed to get the picks despite Corey getting high energy from that bubble onto Giannis. And now it's 60 seconds to go here. And New York is going to hold them at the choke again. They're playing far forward. It's hard to fan out here.
The bubbles coming through as Corey tries to build up that energy. Going to be sitting around 50 with the grab online. Wrapping their way through the castle. Here up onto the ramparts. Try and jump down onto the cart. Finally get things rolling. YXL, though, for ultimates nearly online. Grab going to be thrown in. Corey trying to knock Meko out. Will be able to kill off that baby, and even the bomb's going to be exploding, but it's going to be Samsam taken down. Now the entering grab does come through. That's going to be the sound barrier in from Ark as they try to stay alive. Flower going to get picked off. The rally still ready to go from Otto, holding on to it, but the cart's still going to be sitting still at the moment. They'll finally start inching this one forward as Nene and Jonah get taken down, but it's with 13 seconds remaining, and they haven't even turned the corner to get across the bridge.
Yeah, that was the most impressive fight we've seen from Justice in 3-3 perhaps this tournament. They turned it around despite using the grab first. And they are going to have to try to knock on this door here with no ultimates to speak of. Trance almost ready for Guido. He needs it.
It's going to be another Primal Rage out from Giannis. This one playing this one a bit safer. Primal is
Guido's
Guido. He gets taken off the side.
Trance.
Will not be able to get this one. Eldano going to be rejoining. He's looking for another smack, and he is going to find it, I do believe. Ark riding his way back up. Just barely managed to survive. In the meantime, Meko going to be taken down as his Flower. Otto finally rejoins in as Corey. Hits the pavement. Now Otto going to be joining him, and NYXL are turning this one around. Things started looking really rough there as Mono was off on a solo mission, but as he rejoins, they will clean this up. They will maintain the hold.
And they will take the series. That is going to be the 3-0 here for New York Excelsior. Very much, again, a one-sided map. This is not, any surprise to anyone. This is what we expected to see, but you do have to feel for these players playing against their former teammates, reminded by them that New York is the #1 team right now, and they're sitting down at 18.
Well, they're looking for the 4-0. We'll see if they can get it when we come back from the break. Otherwise, Justice, can they pick up a map win? Stay tuned, we'll find out.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Washington Justice losing the series, but trying to get a singular map win here as we get ready to move forward into Junkertown to close things out, spare their blushes, and try to alleviate that map differential that, you know, a 0-4, not looking good. At least make it a 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, that's always what you're hoping for, but it's hard to keep your hopes high in a situation like this one. But no one is surprised, right? And I'm not trying to put the Justice down here, but I do want to humanize them and remind those fans at home as well that if you are the Justice, you are self-aware. You know that you're going up against the currently first place ranked team in the New York Excelsior. You know it's going to be hard, almost impossible, and all you could do is give your best. And I know it sounds like a corny, cheesy thing to say, but that's what you have to, you know, think if you're the Justice right now. And if you're a Justice fan, that's what you're focused on here as well. Is, you know, I mean, how close can they make Junkertown? Let's find out.
I mean, they've been really favoring the bunker composition here on the side of the Washington Justice. So Junkertown, the perfect map for that. This was basically where the pirate ship really came into play and was seen all throughout the inaugural season whenever Junkertown was in that map rotation.
Yeah, you know, you and I were lucky enough to skip that meta in Korea pretty much when Junkertown was released. So
Kind of hopped over that one, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I know a lot of people love their Bastion comps.
Well, right now, the Justice are getting set up on this initial defense, and they're not going to be running it. It's going to be double sniper with Guido on the Roadhog instead.
Yep, and this is, you know, the halt hook combo we talk about. Halt is the ability where Orisa yanks somebody towards the center of the green object you'll see on your screen.
Or halt headshot as well does work with the Hanzo and the Widowmaker if you just know that spacing well enough.
It's a pull, but it's also a stun, so you have this opportunity to, in that brief moment, get a headshot or get a hook, or both.
Oh boy, Flower! He's showing us the Genji!
Here we go. This is what everyone wants to see.
Where he pops up over the top, gets that body shot there on the Jonak. But Nano Blades for Nanohana, perhaps, as he was formerly known. We'll have to see what Flower can get done. It has been a hot minute since we've seen this man on some Genji.
Yeah, it really has. And we didn't see it too much, even in the later parts of Apex either. This Genji kind of was falling out of the meta.
Well, we saw a little bit from Shadowburn earlier in the stage 1. Didn't work out too well. Let's see how Flower fares. Reflection going to be coming up. Chunk out Guido a little bit, but has to dash his way back. Takes a little bit too much damage, and Mono is gone.
There's not a whole lot to stop Corey from hitting headshots here and doing massive damage and finishing off a lot of these targets. So he has free reign here. Look at how far back he's playing as well. He doesn't want to be under threat of the leap from Mono and Flower coming in with his Swift Strike. So he's just sitting as far back as he can. Look how far they have to get to even touch him. Yeah,
and Mono is just taking so much damage in the meantime. Nice shot there onto an Amo. Almost finished him off. Can't quite see his head, but now he's got a Demon to worry about as well as a Nano to up Mono. He will go forward and come up with some kills. Otto and Corey both going to be taken down. Arc kind of dashing over to maybe go for a res, but knew that he was a goner. This will finally be the cleanup coming through for the NYXL as they push their way into A. Washington Justice, do they want to change things up to try to stabilize, or do they stay with the same comp?
Looks like they're going to change it up a little bit here. You have to. You're going to see the Dragon Strike come out for Otto very likely. But then we'll see the composition swap. You have to imagine, because right now, you know, before Corey, he had great success. He got that kill into Mono, and he was super far back, and they were struggling. They eventually did get in there and kill him. But when you go into this part of the map, you can't really get far back, because if you do, you lose line of sight. We're going to see the Dragon Strike here after he gets the Sonic Arrow for vision. He's waiting. He's baiting it out. You see the deflect there as well from Flower. He's hoping it's not going to get the deflect on that one. But let's see when he decides to use this.
It'd be a pretty nutty takedown if he was able to find that. Sonic Arrow going to be thrown through again. Just looking to disrupt the cart a bit, but not going to be able to find too many people to halt there. They're trying to drag the supports through. Unable to work, but Flower will be taken down by Corey, but swiftly is going to be punished for that one as Meko scoops up the kill onto the enemy Widow. Otto, in the meantime, however, comes up with a double kill. Forté and Jonak going to be eliminated and Meko taken down. Defense still looking decent for the Washington Justice, but 4 minutes on the clock for the final stretch. The cart is halfway through the streets phase at the moment.
Okay, so, you know, Dragon Blade negated. We see, you know, Otto with another Dragon Strike ready, and they have this choke control. This is where you can play Widow. You can play far back. It's very difficult to dive. This is the one section, so if they can keep sticking with this point, there's a way they can keep playing DPS. Here's the Sonic Arrow once again. Wants to wait, doesn't want to make it predictable. Looking for the choke.
Yeah, dash forward. Goes it down. You can see them spreading out. NYXL just making sure they're not going to get clipped, not going to be losing anybody. It delays them for a little bit longer, but time is something that they have plenty of at the moment.
Certainly. Sound barrier for the engage.
Yeah, healed it. It's going to be the sound barrier coming through from Banama. Only catches 3. All of them going to get bioed out. Giannis in a rough position here. Trying to stay alive. Gets the halt on the Flower and will be able to take him down. So what was looking a bit difficult will result in a kill here. So building up to that next supercharger right now. The Justice holding this card for a decent little while at the moment.
Yeah, I think Jonak's going to hold this. No, he's not. He's going to use it right now, the Nano.
Yeah, Nano's going to be out from either side, and Amo under fire. The headshot finally found by Corey. Does take him down, but they lose out on one of the snipers as Otto is eliminated, but Mono off in no man's land will be taken down. It's another headshot coming through as Corey continues to excel with this Widowmaker.
This is the playground of Corey and the Washington Justice. This is the map where they can keep playing the DPS. This is the section of the map where they can keep running this.
Grab coming through, it does lock up Giannis, but he's got the barrier there to help protect him. Bomb into the back, but he's blocked out by the cart, so Guido is safe for the moment.
Huge opportunities here for NYXL now, and the Blade is nearly online.
Yeah, they've broken things open here. Corey falling lower and lower. Does get the pocket coming through from Arc, but Nene manages to find the kill. Jonak going to be taken down by Guido at the same time. Self-destruct coming through. Flower going to get stunned up. Gets the deflection out, but the bomb will take him down. Still very scrappy fights coming through, but the man advantage is there for the Washington Justice as they try to hold on. With 2 minutes remaining, the card just in front of point B. Can they continue this defense and deny more time away from the NYXL? That's what they're looking for. Mono falling lower and lower, pushes his way up onto the high ground, trying to stay alive. They try to get Sansan knocked out, but Corey finds the kill onto the Winston again.
I have to say, Giannis is doing great on the Orisa. It may be his best tank hero right now. His halts have been good. He's shut down Flower multiple times. He's pulled members into self-destructs. He's set up a lot of these really good fights, and he's looking good. And they continue to be able to play DPS. The weakness of this team so far has definitely been their 3-3. We saw that all in Stage 1, and in Stage 2, it's not changed. When they're playing the DPS, when they're playing the Widow, that's when they look at their best. And in this section of Junkertown, that's where you can do that. Now, the Blade here and the potential Nano Blade is what they have to worry about now. As Flower is getting ready to pull it. Jonak 97%. Here we go.
Grab's going to be coming down. Catches everybody. Dash through for Flower. Manages to find one onto Arc. He will get stunned up, but still has the Blade rolling for a couple additional seconds. Just layering in that damage to help break down this defense. They've finally done it, but really great time buying by the Washington Justice. 2:26 for the final stretch. NYXL, they've got some ults ready to go. So still going to be very possible for them, but the Washington Justice showing signs of life here at the final stretch.
Unfortunately, though, now they're going to have to swap back to 3-3. Guido misses the boat here on grouping up and gets caught there by Mono. But they're behind in ult charge as they come in with the late swaps here. Especially the supports are going to be where you really feel it. Jonak still holds on to this nano boost. Mykles just trying to remake meanwhile. But the positioning here is good for New York. They have the high ground with the Zarya. They have the better Zarya ult charge. And if there's anywhere you're going to catch up in that time bank, it's here. In a mirror matchup, you know you're the proficient team and the better proficient team.
Well, Meko has finally got it back. Sleep dart from Jonak, not going to find a connection. He will get booted off the high ground. He's going to be pushing low, throws down that nano boost here on Mono as he just zaps away, looking for the kill on Guido again, but we'll get top back up.
You could see that Mono had line of sight on to Guido, and he wanted to go there. That's why the nano came out. Didn't work. Now he has to Primal.
Yeah, Primal coming through, but the bomb is out from Sansan. Looking for the pick, unable to find it. Nado going to be taken down with a rally available. Corey trying to escape from Nene, who has got 90+ energy at the moment with this Zarya. Has that grab still in his back pocket, waiting to use it up for a rainy day. Still just going to be holding it, getting closer and closer. A minute and 8 seconds remaining. They are nearly there. Grab going to be thrown down. They lock up Corey by himself. Everybody pushing over to the side will be able to find the kill. The healing just not going to be enough to sustain him. Giannis going lower and lower. Has to pop that Primal Rage as well as a sound barrier out from Arc to help keep him alive. They find one kill. They're trying to drag things back into their favor as Nene gets taken down. Now Jonak going to be joining him. Flower's still going to be swinging away, but the kills are not following. He's offering up a lot of healing to his teammates. The kills are still very much going the way of the Washington Justice. Now it's 40 seconds remaining just to stabilize.
Now New York is showing a new color, right? They're playing a lot more aggressive. They're nanoing their Winstons to attack the enemy. Zenyatta, they're playing the opposite of, in a lot of ways, how they played through most of the season. But, you know, Washington Justice are shutting them down. They're playing more passively themselves, and New York are really struggling now to find a lead in terms of ultimates. Nene's grab is now missing versus Corey, who's set up to utilize this for the next fight, knowing there's no transcendence for New York. This is an awesome opportunity to get a hold here for the Justice.
They're going to be looking for it. Corey trying to build up, needs to get some energy rolling through. So far has not been using the bubbles. Mono off on his lonesome, does have that Primal Rage. so is a bit safer than it might look. Namo goes low. Grab's gonna be coming through it. Gets Mono by himself. Primal Rage gonna be coming in as well as that Nano Boost just to try to keep him alive, and he will not get taken down. Transcendence now out from Guido, keeping the rest of the squad sustained. Otto gets thrown into the corner. Pops that rally. Will be armoring himself back up, and Mono's trying to rejoin in. Hits the ground, goes so very low. Single-digit HP, and they finally will be able to finish him off. OT gonna be taken down. They can't tag in time, and the defense will be completed by the Washington Justice.
Yep. They might be able to take a map off NYXL. This could happen, and when we talk about the, you know, stage champions, sure, they're not that, but they're still in #1 right now in terms of the ranking for the season playoffs, our round robin. And when you talk about getting the map wins, not all map wins are equally valuable in that they're not all equally as easy to take, right? For New York, these were supposed to be the easiest 4 points they'd take this stage, right?
Yep.
In terms of map differential. Most teams aren't taking a lot of maps from New York, so if you're able to take one, that could put you ahead of some of the other teams that are towards the bottom, you know, because Valiant may not be able to do that, right?
Yep.
Shanghai Dragons, you know, got a draw, but they weren't able to take any points away. And these are the kind of things you have to think about, you know, in a series like this is already over in terms of the win of the series itself. But in terms of the map points, this is a good one to grab if you're Washington Justice. One of the hardest wins to take in this season of the Overwatch League.
Can help you out considerably. I mean, maybe looking to repeat the success they found versus the Toronto Defiant. You remember, you think back to that series, that was a 3-1 victory for Toronto, but Junkertown went the way of Justice very much like we're seeing so far. We're able to hold it at the final stretch and then get that full push to get the victory.
In 3-3, it requires an incredible amount of coordination. You need to be communicating well, you need to be calling ults, you need to be tracking ults. When you're running DPS heroes like the Justice are, and this is a good map for that, you can just individually carry. You can just hit headshots. You don't have to communicate those things as much. So I think that's why we're seeing the Justice find so much success on this map.
Well, never mind. Thought maybe we were going to be seeing the Ashe for a moment. Has been one of the rarer heroes for us in this stage so far, despite the incredible amount of DPS that we've been seeing compared to stage 1. Ashe has still not really been one of the more popular ones, but it's going to be this quad DPS coming through again. Mykles already under very heavy fire, trying to stay alive and keep that suit intact.
Guido just trying to break this barrier. That's what one of the easiest ways you can build ult is to hit tanks. You got to get rid of the barrier first, but Hanzo is kind of a tank-busting sniper.
I mean, this is what happens when you run a comp like this, though, is it's got to be Giannis sitting on the cart to try to keep things moving. Guido will finally drop down and start inching things up, but he's got Orion and Azaria to worry about who are wrapping around the backhand side. Giannis tries to get a hit in, pile driver. Gonna find the connection, but Mono still being pushed back up to full HP.
Guido getting close to that Dragon Strike, you know.
Take it down.
He gets a kill.
Gonna help search him forward. Corey, however, as well, will be taken down. Now Guido gonna be eliminated. Arc, which one do you want to try to res? Might not be in a position at all to bring either back into the fight. Arc himself just gonna be taken down as Flower snipes him out of the sky.
I think you kind of just want to save your cooldown on that one.
Yeah.
Meko here, not in the best spot, so this is a good start because they have respawn advantage as the attacker's right outside the gate. The cart hasn't moved very far. Mine's up here, that's what that sound is that you're hearing, you know, in your headset at home. But this is an angle for a big barrage.
Looking for that boop off.
This could be the moment. He doesn't commit.
Almost found it. Chonek under a lot of fire. They have to use the immortality field to try to keep him down, to keep him alive, rather.
I think that was their shot. Now they can all regroup. And this is something that can be mitigated by Defense Matrix now if he wants to use it here. I think that was his best opportunity.
Well, Wall's going to be coming up. Corey popping the infra sight, just try to give them a bit of extra vision. A barrage coming into the back. The D-Matrix is going to be ready. And Hamo from downtown.
An absolute no.
Just takes him out with those left clicks.
That wasn't it. That wasn't the one.
And no setup to use the EMP from Sansa to lead into that. So, hyper questionable, ultra questionable.
I mean, I think at some point you have to question, like, if I don't use this barrage, and I didn't use the last one, I might have had 2 by now, so you feel desperate to use it. You're losing your time. The card is not moving. Now you don't have the combo with the EMP. This is a mess.
Okay, well, Chonek is going to be taken out. The EMP going to be thrown down. Catches a couple extra members here this time. A lot better of an EMP compared to what we saw on Eichenwald. Just going to be clean up on the few remaining members that are over by the card as Meko will get popped out. And Nene will be taken down. Still holding on to 6 ultimates. Coming back into this fight is going to be NYXL. They certainly can still hold this as there's a minute remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Justice are going to have like 2 pushes, basically. A push and a half, if you will. If the first one goes longer, they're going to basically be touching the point on their next attack. So New York can rock up here with a, oh, well, not with the Immortality,
Well,
that's for sure.
They're not going to have that.
Sound Barrier is going to be how they contest the point.
They're not going to have a Transcendence as well, because Corey comes up with a double kill, gets from 2 of those supports. Meko in the back is going to get sniped. Corey is just fully free to take these shots. Headshot there onto Mono. They'll push forward. They'll take him down. So only one ult going to be lost by the NYXL, but the Washington Justice, they get another lease on life. They bump their time bank up to 3 minutes for the next phase.
Yeah, if you get those kills, those solo kills with the Widowmaker, you just eliminate those ultimates from the fight. You eliminate the potential for New York to take a fight despite having 6 ultimates. We're going to take a look at this again. Now, notice how difficult this angle is to even hit Flower as he's jumping, because Flower is already predicting he's in Widowmaker sightlines in that one moment, and he predicts the jump and still hits it. Very impressive stuff here from Corey.
I mean, a second later, or a second sooner for Anama with that sound barrier, and Jonik is still alive, and maybe that fight does result in a hold, but Justice managed to pull it off on the back of Corey's snipes. And hey, pokes his head out, nearly gets it taken off. Looking for the pile drive to come through. Shadow's gonna be out from Mono. Does catch 2. Sunsum gonna be taken down. Giannis barely managing to stay alive for a little bit longer. Seems like he will be kept in the mix of things. He can't play forward, needs to get topped up.
Otto's just hovering here, using his fuel as efficiently as possible, hoping to get an angle where Diva's looking the other way, where Mono's looking the other way, where you can get a big barrage. Now he's actually just gonna straight up flank. Mono is just always watchful though, and is always gonna have the shield in the right angle.
Keep getting some shots in. They nearly take down Flower in that
Mica
moment.
open it up though.
EMP Barrage certainly could be the play. Corey's going to be swapping off the Widowmaker over onto the Junkrat. They're trying to break them while they're in this tight-knit close quarters combat. Mono going to be taken down to the back of the EMP. Sunsum will find that. The barrage being held at the moment, not having to be invested. Good restraint shown by Otto for the moment. Immortality Field keeping a few remaining members alive. Now it's going to be a Transcendence thrown down by Jonak. Window's going to be out. Flower using that Amp Matrix. Will be taken down, but Corey and Giannis going to be on the exchange. Bomb thrown down by Meko. Ito going to be zoned into the back. Still takes a lot of damage here. The cart still has not moved. A minute remaining again. And Washington Justice have barely advanced at all to the second phase of Junkertown.
This is a, you know, a win, but it doesn't feel that great for the Justice because you've had to spend so many ultimates. You had to lose so much of your very precious time bank in order to get through. Now, what you need to do is snowball. You need to get these staggered kills like they are now. You need to play forward. You need to play aggressive. You need to try to get a DMAC onto Meko if he pokes out. And, you know, Corey is playing forward just for that reason here, up with Giannis. Try to get a single elimination here. That will guarantee them B, and then they can have a time bank to try to win their first map of the series, which will be, you know, the last one as it turns out. But let's find out if New York can get in here and find an angle. I like the setup for the Justice. They're going to try to defend the cart before contesting.
Rana's pushing up here onto the high ground. Will drop in the mines. Aren't going to be taken down, but Jonik on the exchange. Now Flower going to be eliminated as well. Washington Justice trading up, looking decent here at the start as we start moving into overtime. 7 seconds remaining. Mono's going to be taken out as well. The barrage this time from Otto, looking a bit cleaner. The push forward. Meko will punish him, makes him take himself down with that explosive damage, but the push through onto B will happen in overtime. Again here for the Washington Justice, keeping their hopes alive. This time a minute and 30 bump up coming through.
The Washington Justice had the triple threat set up there where they had the minefield, the EMP, and the barrage as different things that New York would have to deal with as they were coming out of the choke points. They spread out and were ready to collapse and communicate where the Excelsior were going to poke out. And they actually communicated that defense very well. If that fails, then, you know, it's a 4-0. So you've got to be on point in that moment, and they certainly clutched it out. It's not over yet, though. They need more.
Yep, Nene taking a bit of damage. We'll just go ahead and get healed up. Spam shots coming through. Jonak looking for a pick. Now has that Transcendence online. Ito to the match. Pile driver there from Giannis. It's the adaptive shield, but he just cannot stick around. YXL has so much damage with Nene and Jonak. He's got to be respectful. Very aggressive push forward results in Sansam getting knocked out of the mech. The Baby Diva keeping him alive for a little bit longer, but he's just not getting enough charge to try to get that mech back naturally, so they'll let him get killed off.
Yeah.
One more push.
One more push, one more shot. This is for everything for the Justice right now. That valuable point we were talking about. They have to crush this fight, and with no grab to speak of, no rally to initiate. They're going to have to hope for a single kill. Everyone's communicating the tactic now. Speed boost is going to be the go call from Arc, and then they're going to come in here. Look at the setup for Mono.
Yep, last second swap here for Giannis over onto that Reinhardt. They break him out of the back. The grab coming through. Catches pretty much everybody else. Bomb up over the top. Primal Rage coming in. The bomb not going to be able to find anything itself. Rally is out. Flower going to be taken down, but Giannis on the exchange. They're inching forward. Sansa makes his way back into the back. Mono still just zapping away up front.
Corey could do it. He's at 80% here. He's got high energy.
Dropping the bubble, trying to stay alive. They get the lane for a little bit longer because they do have the sound barrier ready from Arc, and he's going to be dropping the beat as Mykles gets popped out of the back. Corey goes ahead, uses out with the grab. Sansa gets a triple kill on the bomb, and like you said, they might just be able to make this
Corey
happen.
did it. He got the grab. He lived. He had high energy. He sets up for the big combo there, the bigger bang with the self-destruct. Now there's a chance. Now there's a world in which they can win this. Nene's catching up and grab, but Guido's going to have a transcendence. As long as they don't lose a single fight, as long as no one gets out of position, no one gets picked off, they can win this map right now. Otto's about to have a rally as well. New York Excelsior need to be careful about how they approach this, because one misstep and Justice takes game 4.
The sound barrier gonna grab nearly online for the NYXL. Nene looking for a target, looking to poke out here. They have to stay glued to this card. Sound barrier in the lead, catches everybody on the side of NYXL. They try to stay alive, they push forward on the Giannis, and they will take him down. Mono finds a hit. The card's still advancing just a little bit, but they push back over to contest this one. Rally rolling through from Otto, trying to keep them alive. Transcendence is in from Guido.
It's too early.
Going to be taken down. The grab is still going to be there from Nene, and Jonik is getting closer to a transcendence of his own. Grab's going to be thrown down, locks him up. Nene builds up the energy. Shatter comes in from Mono, knocks him to the ground, and that is going to be the hopes of the Washington Justice knocked out of the park. NYXL, they will pull off the defense. You see that sigh of relief on the face of Flower.
Debut match, gets the 4-0, is not subbed out from start to finish here. And New York take the 4-0 everyone expected. They take it away from former teammates Giannis and Arc. And Wizard Young, you know, the guy everyone's been talking about, he thought he could make a god-tier team. He thought he was the reason why NYXL found so much success last season. But the players proved today that this is not necessarily a true statement, because their players take the 4-0 against his new team. Some of their teammates as well fall here. It's a bittersweet moment for New York, but we also got to see a new side of New York, a more aggressive style, more aggressive playstyle, more Jonak on the Ana, more nano boost aggressive. We got to see some Flower Genji. So you can see these guys are very close.
Yep, hugs all around here for their former teammates. But NYXL, they net themselves that 4-0 victory. They continue to dominate at the top of the standings. The Titans nipping at their heels right now. Haven't played too many games yet this stage, so climbing their way back up to try to reclaim that first place spot.
Yeah, it is, you know, hard to catch a team as quick as this one, going with the 4-0s day after day.
Yeah. NYXL still looking like gods in the regular season. See how things continue to unfold for the rest of stage 2. But guys, we have Danny Lim standing by on the floor with Flower in his debut in the L stage. Let's go ahead and see how it was.
Thank you guys very much. What is up, everybody? I am here with Flower from NYXL. Congratulations on the win, and also congratulations on your debut. Everyone was very hyped to see you play today, and also I'm sure all the NYXL fans they missed you very, very dearly. But for you, Flower, how was your debut stage like? 오늘 데뷔 무대를 이렇게 드디어 오랜 시간 만에 좀 갖게 되셨는데 오늘 좀 경기 어떠셨나요? 플라워 선수 소감 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요. No, mic is mine.
그러니까 이제 되게 거의 거진 미국 와서 1년 만에 리그 와서 데뷔전 치러서 너무 긴장했고요. 예, 기쁘네요 이렇게 이기니까 또.
It's been about a year since I came to the Americas, and it's been about a year since I've played. I was very nervous because it was my debut stage, but I'm happy to be back. You did mention right now that you were nervous. Do you feel like you've felt an additional pressure because you were playing for NYX, and also your team is one of the top teams with being undefeated? Did that factor in for you? 아까 좀 긴장을 많이 오늘 하셨다고 그랬는데 아무래도 좀 뉴욕 팀이 좀 강팀 중에 하나이기 때문에 좀 그런 긴장감을 느끼셨다고 좀 생각을 하시나요?
네, 어찌됐건 간에 제 실력을 증명해야 되는 데뷔전이기 때문에 정말 최근 한 3일간 되게 열심히 했고요. 예, 힘드네요.
you know, it was my debut stage, and also because our team is one of the stronger teams. But for me personally, I had to prove that I was, you know, I am the player. I am a great player. That's something that I had to like prove to all my fans and everyone watching Overwatch League. So for the past 3 days, I've been working very hard, and I feel like it did pay off. Do you guys agree? Did Flower did well? Yeah. You did a great job today. Lastly, because this is your first debut stage, any message for your fans? 자, 마지막으로 팬분들에게 한 말씀 부탁드려요.
네. 이렇게 데뷔전 치렀는데 4대0 해서 기분이 좋고요. 제 실력을 앞으로 더 열심히 올려야겠다는 생각도 들고, 그리고 동경 오늘 생일인데 4대0 해서 축하해.
Yeah, it was my debut stage, and also I'm happy that we had a clean series 4-0. We practiced a lot, and also today is Mano's birthday. Mano Hyung, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mano. That is it from me. Back to you guys, casters.
Thank you very much, Danny. Always nice to have that little birthday shout-out coming through from the teammate. Maybe it was Mano's birthday wish to have Flower play through an entire series, and that's why we got to see him get that 4-0. But really good to hear him. Good that Danny is learning against these rookies who are making their L stage debut to not let them take the microphone. I'm 37 boomed him once, but never again. He shuts Flower down on that one. But guys, it's time to figure out who our player of the match, presented by Omen by HP, is. And I think it's pretty clear. It's going to be JJoNak. This guy had another fantastic series.
He certainly did.
Hanamura, especially with this moment, clutch.
I mean, he had a lot of really good Transcendence timings as well, but eliminating Auto on the first push, then having this performance here on B, just incredible stuff from him all series long. You know, everyone thinks of this player as the best Zenyatta. He's the inaugural season MVP. The question is, how long can he keep that title? You know, there are players coming for him. Twilight, Neko. You know, these are the players that, you know, a lot of people are thinking about right now. Shaz on the Gladiators having a lot of great performances on Zenyatta in recent times. So he's going to have to defend his title, but today he certainly did perform well. He is the player of the match. Great stuff from JJoNak once again.
I mean, coming out with more damage done compared to healing. JJoNak is the battle Zenyatta. This guy still delivering, but we have another battle Zenyatta that's going to be getting ready to take to the stage very shortly here, Wolf. Because we have one heck of a matchup coming up after this one. It's going to be the Titans going up against Seoul Dynasty.
Huge match.
A playoff rematch for these guys. Dynasty going to be looking to get a victory and deliver that first regular season loss to the Titans. We'll see if they can pull that off, or if the Titans will keep nipping at the heels of NYXL when he comes back from the break. So stay tuned, because you don't want to miss that match.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
On the Excelsior band.
You know what's up.